Hey, this is Don Walters coming to you from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. How you doing? Hey, listen, I want to talk about a subject. It has to do with phlebotomy. I know this is a little different, but when you're working a research site, this is something that we always have to deal with, and that's drawing blood from the patients when they come in. There are some studies where there's, blood draw, at the beginning of the study, at the end of the study. There are inpatient studies, especially the phase 1 studies. You might be doing 3 or 4 blood draws a day, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. But here's the issue, and I've run into this, not myself, but I've watched some of the folks that are working with me in at the clinical site or at the study site run into this, and that's some people's veins are hard to hit, so they can't get the blood from them. Now, the larger sites, I figure, when they're running into problems with drawing blood, if they're located within a hospital or they have a lot bigger staff, chances are they may have somebody that's good at getting that blood, at least one person. Doesn't mean because they're a doctor, they're going to be able to get your blood and get the blood that easily. Sometimes they even have a difficult time. Depends on the person, depends on their experience, depends on the experience with a lot of different people. One of the problems you run into is that people of different skin color, different thickness, all that makes a difference on being able to hit those veins. And if you're not that experienced or haven't had enough experience with a different variety of people, it's going to be difficult. Give you an example, someone who's very fair-skinned, and the lighter their skin is, you can obviously, more transparent their skin is as far as being able to see the veins. The darker the skin is, the less transparent the veins are as far as being able to see them. So that right there is an issue. And if you get someone who's obese, then you have that thickness that goes along with that, especially in the arm area where it's a little difficult to find the vein. Now, what it takes sometimes is somebody who's really good at feeling for the veins. And if you're used to dealing with people who are obese and maybe even darker skin, if you're used to dealing with that, then you get used to feeling for that vein and you become a really expert at it. If you're not used to dealing with that particular type person, it's a little more difficult. And of course, then if you're somebody that hasn't done that many blood draws, and obviously you can have issues there when you're running a different type people. So here's what we've done, because we're a smaller site. We're not a large site. We're not located in a hospital. We don't have anyone readily available there all the time that's an expert at drawing blood from any and everybody. What we've done, we've developed a relationship with a lab that that's always drawing blood, and with an individual at that lab that will come to our site and help us out. Because you get a lot of these folks that are working as phlebotomists at these labs. They may be doing 15 plus draws a day, so they're used to the many different type of people. Obese, skinny, very fair-skinned to very dark-skinned people. And so they have a lot of experience on hitting those veins, finding those veins. So a lot of times we may have to, well, not a lot of times, but every once in a while we may have to call that person in to help us out. Most of the time we're okay. We're doing all right. So anyway, that's how we handle it. That's how we handle the the lab draws. Again, if you're somebody out there, a small site, and you don't have someone on staff that is great at phlebotomy, unless you have a phlebotomist that you rely on and contract with at all times, then you may not have that problem. But if you are running that problem, it's best to either find a phlebotomist you can contract with, or find someone that works at a lab that you can contract with that lab and have them send someone over to do the blood draw. Anyway, this is Don signing off from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thank you.